What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 28th of May today. Here we are at about 1.84 cents, dropping ever so slowly to the downside. It's the inevitable abyss that we're going to. No, that's not what's happening, guys. We're just taking our time. We're chilling. Same old, same old. At this point, things are getting kind of redundant because we've been here for about a week now, essentially at this exact same price. 21 hours, 50 minutes left in the day here. Looking at the daily RSI, I think that we're fine. We're in a neutral posturing right now, but overall bullish, so I'm okay with this. 3-day time frame, same kind of thing, neutral but bullish. Really, to me, this looks like you have unfinished business to the upside. You can have patterns, chart patterns in the RSI as well, and that looks like a bull flag right there. So when we break out, we're going to go to the overbought zone. Now, the measured moves might not work out, but the idea is the same, right? When we break out, we're going to go to the overbought zone, and it's going to be fantastic. Unfortunately, it's the 28th. It's looking like the end of the month rally that we were looking for. It might not be as on time as we were expecting. I do expect it to happen. I do expect us to be breaking out by the end of the month. We'll probably be well above 3 cents, but the idea that we'll be at 5.5, 5 cents by the end of the month is just, I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, hell, including today, we got 4 days left in the month, and this last time it took us 1, 2, 3 days to make this kind of a move. Let's just see what that would do for us, 3 days time, we have 4 days left. I mean, we could be all the way up at 6 cents, 6.2 cents. I mean, OnyxCoin moves fast when it wants to, so we're not out of the race yet for that 5.5 cent or higher price by the end of the month, but it's certainly seeming less likely as the days go on. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here, probably not going to get a whole lot because it's just been so damn neutral. Let's see. I really do like this as a diamond. You're just behaving so weird out of it. It's almost like a perfect diamond. But coming into it, that looks weird. Coming out of it, this kind of looks weird. It's not typical of the behavior. Maybe it's not a diamond, or maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe the diamond itself is bigger. Because diamonds, you can always tell that you got a diamond because one side's going to have a symmetrical triangle, the other side's going to have a symmetrical triangle. So look for that, right? And here we actually do have a symmetrical triangle, don't we? And we're breaking out to the downside. Okay. Maybe that perfect looking diamond within the diamond was just a distraction. That's like the iris of the overall diamond. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I'm a nerd, man, but I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so we misidentified the diamond pattern. That's pretty typical too. That's how you know you have a diamond. It's not always the easiest. That's a diamond. We're breaking out to the downside now. We've got volume coming in. Okay, cool. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but we have bearishly broken out of our diamond pattern. Now, it's a coin toss, all right? If I had a coin, man, I'd flip it heads or tails. Heads, we pull back from here, we go all the way up. Tails, we keep going down, and then we go up. One way or another, diamond patterns are notorious for volatile, high velocity moves, and typically breaking out one direction could actually be indicative of going the other direction inevitably. It's like a 50-50 chance. That's why I was saying flip a quarter, because it's like a 50-50 chance. They're notorious for it, though. This is something that they are notorious for, is breaking out one way and then going the other direction. So I'm a little bit at ease seeing this break out to the downside. The way that you would measure this pattern, if you were looking to take the measure move to the downside, we can incorporate that. I doubt that we do this, but it's possible. Let's do it, okay? Let's see. What do we got here? And this is a rough estimation. I'm not sure exactly where the breakout point was, but I think it was right there. You know it's a diamond whenever you have outlier stuff like this, right? Diamonds are ugly patterns, all right? A diamond is a beautiful thing in the real world, but in the charting world, it is ugly. So you probably have a proper diamond if there's wicks to the outside or candles to the outside. That's like actually a notorious feature of diamond patterns. Most patterns are not like that. It's very strict. You have to comply well with the lines. This one, it's actually kind of flexible. At least that's how I learned about it. But anyways, to the low point here, that's at about 1.72 cents. I'm okay with that. All right, let's draw a circle down here. Let's just imagine, and let's imagine it takes time. Let's move that circle over, right? Let's say it takes us till there to get there. I'm not saying we go down here. I'm just saying that's our measured move if we were to go through with this pattern. I mean, look at that. That's still a higher low overall throughout these higher lows here. I mean, that would actually, I wonder if that comes in line right with this. Let's see. From a low to a low here. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. As far as this uptrend goes, these higher lows go. Maybe we're in like a giant diamond inside of this diamond. I don't know. Overall, I'm not intimidated by this. Go lower even, right? High velocity to the downside, go lower. I don't care. But I doubt that you do. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if you went to that low, I suppose. You know, calling for a 1.7 cent target is appropriate because of the pattern breakout. But with the idea, with this notion that it's opposite, if we do go back through the breakout point, that measure move flips to the bullish effect, and now we have a measure move that takes us above 2 cents. If we get above 2 cents, we're breaking out of this overall range here, and if we're breaking out of that overall range, we're breaking out of this overall range, and if we're breaking out of this overall range, we'll see it at 5.5 cents in 3 days' time. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening. So we got a very large set of chain reactions that we're looking forward to here, but it all depends on how we interact with this diamond pattern. If we have a typical reaction, I mean, I would expect high velocity, which means very, very fast, right? So if we drop, it's not going to be a slow kind of bleed. It is going to be fast. And then when we turn around, it's also going to be fast, right? And that's what diamonds are notorious for. So looking at it here, 4-hour RSI, lower lows. I don't see, this is kind of why I like technical analysis at the end of the day, because it's like a puzzle and you got to piece the puzzle together. Whoa, we're doing something weird with this diamond pattern. How come it looks so weird? Oh, maybe because you're not actually looking at it properly. Maybe there's something else to it here. And that's not always the case. Most of the time what people do is you'll be breaking the pattern and they'll just redraw the line. You know what I mean? That's what they'll do. But with diamonds, with what we're doing here, that's not what we're doing. We're actually configuring it to what I think would be a more appropriate overall pattern. Anyways, moving on, my friends. 4-hour time frame here. I'm not worried about it at all. The 4-hour RSI does look a little bit sick, though, rejecting the 50 a little bit after doing a little dance here. You don't find resistance at the 50. You normally find resistance just above it, so treat that like a 50 rejection there. Coming down, we're looking to find support at the 40 or the 35. I think that OnyxCoin does like it's 35 or it's 45 more than it's 40, though, to be completely fair. 35 there, 40 there, I guess. I don't know, tomato, we can take it or leave it. But either a little bit lower or a little bit more than a little bit lower, but nothing too crazy. I wouldn't expect anything too crazy. If we think about it, if we take this out, if you kind of look at it like this, lower lows, lower highs, but without the blemishes, it almost would make sense to go down to your oversold zone. And with that, if we were to go to the oversold zone, I would expect a lower low here. And if we go lower low, I mean, 1.74 cents, 1.7 cents, that makes sense. And that does hit our measure move overall. Still, though, the aftermath of this diamond pattern, I think that it will have a very fast reaction to the downside, to the upside, both. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. But I guess the 4-hour does look like it wants to go down. The 1-hour, you're at an area where you'd expect it to bounce. Actually, curious to see. I want to call for it to go to 1.7 cents, but I know better with these patterns, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by the time most of you watch this. We're already pumping. We're already up above 2 cents or something. I don't know. Or we could be all the way down at 1.7 cents. This is the part that drives the haters the craziest. It makes them crazy whenever I can't make up my mind, because they don't know how to base me. They don't know if it's up, if it's down. If I'm calling for both, they're like, okay, so what do we do? I'm not trying to call for up or down and just call for both at the same time. I don't care about being right. I'm just trying to get this as an honest analysis here. I don't know, man. If I had to guess, what my gut's telling me, we don't go to 1.7 cents. We probably do reverse. And by the end of today, I would expect that we're closing green, probably outside of this range, towards, if not above, 2 cents. That's my guess. But I've been calling for that for days now, man. So let's just see how that goes. But maybe not days now. I've been calling for that to happen since Tuesday, I guess, because, you know, days ago we were talking about it. We expected a boring weekend, to be completely fair, but we've been talking about the breakout on Tuesday, Wednesday for some days now. So we'll see if it happens. Weekly time frame. Weekly looks bullish still. I don't care. I would like it if this week closed green. That would be something nice to see. I would prefer it to not close red, but whatever. High to low, consolidating between the golden ratio and the 382. Very, very normal, very bullish posturing. Overall, you're in a very bullish flag formation. Absolutely, I expect that you'll see the measure move of this, which would take you all the way up to 5.6 to 5 cents. The measure move, for those of you who don't know, I'm not just drawing random lines here, right? If you take the low to the high, you put it at the base of the pattern, that's how you get your measure move, and that puts you right at about 5.5 cents. It wouldn't surprise me at all if not only did we stop there, but we continue pressing on to about 8.2 cents. We had prospects for this to be at the end of the month, but it's looking like that might be somewhere in June instead. And of course, as June progresses, as we get into July, I would expect that the price is at 26 to 32 cents all the way up here. This is the end goal, right? Nothing's changed on that front. We're just looking at the short-term stuff and scratching our head, really. But at the end of the day, I guess the best call right now would be we're moving sideways. Until we're above 2 cents, until we're below 1.7 cents, we're moving sideways. I got nothing else for you guys. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.